What's up, y'all? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Collen Gurley, who's a D3 basketball player at Mount Union. I'm going to kind of just talk about his time there and how, he got there and just how well he played overall. So first things first, I think it's good to talk about, where Collen grew up. I'm pretty sure he was born in Alliance, Ohio, which is actually where Mount Union's at. He played basketball in high school in Akron, so I wasn't too sure where he was from, but he did say in an interview that he's from Alliance. I'm also going to find most information just online, so if anything's inaccurate, don't blame me, blame online sources. I don't know the guy personally. I have texted him actually one time because he made a post about how his college career was done because unfortunately Mount Union didn't make the NCAA tournament this year for the D3 level, which I feel like they should have made it. I mean, they lost to, who was it? They lost to John Carroll in the OAC tournament, the Ohio Athletic Conference. But John Carroll's a really good team this year. They're usually always good, but usually Mount Union owns that conference a lot of times. But this year, it just belonged to John Carroll. But I still thought they should have got in. I guess they didn't meet all the requirements. But they did make it last year, and I'll talk more about that later on. But I did text Collen after the season. I just told him, he had a great college career and stuff. He liked my message, so he saw it, and I think he reposted something that I reposted of him, so that was kind of cool. If any of you guys know Collen, there's a high chance you know him because if you watched Devontae Figures' videos back when he was in college, and Collen was his teammate, one of his better teammates for sure, getting buckets, hitting threes. He scored over 1,000 points in college. Again, we'll talk on that more later. Speaking of scoring 1,000 points, he also did it in high school as well, so bro can just score the ball any way possible. He can shoot. He's got a little nice post fade as well. You can probably see that in the highlights here that I'm playing. In high school, he was a 4-year varsity player at Hoban High School in Akron. At one point, he was the all-time leading scorer at Hoban, or I don't know how I'm pronouncing that right. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if y'all know that. But I guess there was some dude who just passed that recently that I did see. I'm not sure who the dude's name was, but shout out to that guy because he's obviously really good if he can pass Collen's scoring record because that's not easy to do because Collen's a bucket. Another record he had back in high school. He had the most three-point field goals in a season and a career. And then in Mount Union, I'm not sure if he has the most for a career, but I know that season that he played with Devontae, he played in their 2018-2019 season and then the 2019-2020 season. But in the 2020 season, the year I got, canceled at the end because of COVID, he had made the most threes in a season at Mount Union. I'm not sure if that record still holds, but I'm pretty sure it does because he just got done playing there, so I don't think anyone would have passed that while he's there. Because he was for sure the best shooter on that team all 5 years he was there. I'm not sure how many offers Collen had, but I'm assuming he got a lot of offers from Ohio schools, probably some D3 schools, maybe higher, maybe lower, I'm not too sure. However many offers he had, it didn't matter because he decided to go to Mount Union. His career started off great. As a freshman, he was on the All-OAC second team, which is just amazing to do as a freshman. He's also the freshman player of the year for the conference, and he played in all 28 games. I don't think he started a game that year, but he did have a season high of 23 points against Heidelberg at home, so that was good for him, obviously. I'm not too sure, but maybe one of the reasons Collen did commit to play at Mount Union is because he actually said that he knew Coach Mike Uline, since he was 8 years old. As a sophomore, Collen improved even more, having more of a role on the team. He started in 29 out of 30 games. The only game he didn't start was on senior night. Of course, he was only a sophomore. He was one of the younger guys on the team, so all the seniors started. So that was the only game he didn't start, but he got in the game right away and got buckets like he usually does. His sophomore year, he was able to up his scoring from about 10 points per game to just under 17 a game. He also averaged 4 rebounds and, about 1.5 assists. He scored 40 points in a playoff game, and that's just crazy to note. In that game, he had 40 points, he hit 11 threes. To score 40 points in college while hitting 11 threes is just insane. I always tell my friends scoring 40 in college is probably like scoring 70 in the NBA because the defense is just that good. I know it's at the D3 level, but scoring 40 in college, any level, is just insane. So that's just amazing for him to do. I think it's good to touch on, Mount Union's success while, Collen's been there the whole time. His freshman year, again, I think they should have made the tournament that year too. They just missed it. I think they ended up losing to Baldwin Wallace in the OAC championship game at home. So that hurt their chances of making it. But his sophomore year, they did make the NCAA tournament for the D3 level, but it got cut short due to COVID. They were about to play the Sweet 16 game. So it was unfortunate, but 3 years later, he did bounce back. Before we get to that, I'm going to touch on some other things. So for Collen's junior season, it was actually the COVID year in 2021. So that year did not count towards eligibility, but he still played great, averaged 18 points a game. Was the leading scorer on the team, averaged about 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He scored 26 points twice. He only had one game that season where he didn't score at least double digits, I believe. And then he had about 6 games or something like that where he scored over 20. So just a great year for him. So with all the success at Mount Union, people might be wondering, why is Bro still playing D3 basketball? He should be playing higher. Well, he actually did get an offer to play D1 at Youngstown State, and he took that offer. He was only at Youngstown State for a year, and then he decided to go back to Mount Union. He redshirted at Youngstown State and didn't play any games, so he saves 2 years of eligibility with the COVID year and then the redshirt year. So instead of just playing 4 years of college basketball, he gets to play 6. Well, I guess only 5 because, the redshirt year, but technically he was in college for 6 years. Him returning to Mount Union was actually probably the best thing possible because they had a really, really, really good year. He played in all 33 games. He started in 32 of them, so there was only one game he didn't start in. He averaged just about 15 points a game. He led teams in steals. He scored 27 points in the first game of the season, his first game back. Just gave, all Mount Union fans some excitement for him being back. He was first team All-OAC and just had a great year overall. It wasn't just him that had a great year, it was the whole entire team. They had a record of 30-3. Their 3 losses, 2 of them came in conference, and then 1 of them came in the D3 national championship game. Yes, they made it all the way to the national championship, which, like I said earlier, in 2020, they had a chance to do that, but then COVID cut it short. So it's kind of like, I don't know what I would call it, but just pretty cool that they were able to get back to that. Unfortunately, they did lose the game by 2 points. It's kind of controversial because I feel like, that last play, I think Christian Parker, which is Mount Union's best player currently, and at the time, I think he got hit or fouled or something like that, and the refs didn't call anything. So I think that was kind of an L on them. Mount Union definitely deserved it, but, adversity is a gift. That's something Devontae would always say in his videos. With 1 more year of eligibility left, Collen decided to stay at Mount Union and had another good season. He played and started in all 27 games for Mount Union. This past season, he averaged 13 points and 5 rebounds a game. He was an All-OAC honorable mention and just had a good year overall. Mount Union, they were 20-7, and they had, like I said earlier, they had just missed the tournament with a loss to John Carroll in the OAC championship game. They beat Heidelberg the game before, which Collen went off in 21 points. He also went off against John Carroll in his final college game, had 30 points. All his 30 points came in the second half and in the overtime that was played. They only lost by 2 points. So he ended off his career good. Even though he was in a loss, he ended his career off right with just getting a lot of buckets like he did in his entire college career. I'm not too sure what Collen's trying to do now with basketball, but I believe that he's trying to play overseas somewhere. I remember seeing on his Instagram that he posted something on a story that he was like, that was his goal or something. If I can find that clip, I will post that up here. If not, well, just take it from me. I remember seeing it, I think. Collen did a lot of great things in his college career. And again, I know a lot of people might know him because he was Devontae's teammate, but I also want people to know that this guy's just a bucket and he's just really good regardless. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm out.